Hey guys, okay, I hope everybody's doing well. Okay, so I want to jump on here real quick and kind of address all the people that live here in Las Vegas or Nevada, state of Nevada. So basically, about I would say 30-45 minutes ago, Sisalak kind of addressed everybody in the state and basically issued a 45-day extension on the eviction moratoriums. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Moratoriums. So basically, they issued it. I think, don't forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. You guys correct me down in the comments in March. So that gave people March, April, May, June, July, August, and September 1st would be 6 months basically to catch up on the bills. Hopefully, we were hoping for what everybody, the house, to get their stuff together and extend what it was unemployment and figure everything out and send out the stimulus checks, which you can see we're at a standstill right now. But there looks to be some good stuff going on. Excuse the airplanes. You guys know I live over close to the airport. So basically, I think this is a good thing. I'm sitting here on my patio right now, and let me tell you, as I drove up about a couple hours ago, I literally saw 4 U-Haul trucks, and I've been seeing U-Haul trucks for like months now, weeks. People moving out. The apartment that I live in, the complex that I live in, I won't say where I live, of course, but it's over 200 units, maybe like close to 250 units, and I would say comfortably maybe 1/3 of them are empty. Like right now, I'm looking at all the parking spots. There's a lot of parking spots out here where people, their cars usually would be around this time, and they are not here. I know a lot of people have moved out because I do live on the upper floor and I live next to the trash cans, and I see people like right now, there's about 2 couches and a couple beds in there right now. So it's really, for the state of Nevada, everybody I know is going through hard times. There's certain states that have been hit real hard, but I really kind of thought about it the other day. And I said, you know what? Nevada, when you think Nevada, you think the Strip, Las Vegas, gambling. You come here to have a good time when you have extra money. And we are a tourist town. We do attractions, we do shows, entertainment. We're here to, are you not entertained? And it's kind of interesting because I really thought about it, and I said, it's when I was at work a couple days, it came down on the news that 18,000 people from MGM were laid off or furloughed or basically fired. They were furloughed and then they just went ahead and fired them. And it's really unfortunate because I think about it, the numbers, last time I checked, there was comfortably 2.2 million people here in Nevada, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it just Las Vegas? You guys can correct me, but 2.2. But that was a while ago, so I'm sure. Let's just say 2,500,000 people live here. 18,000 in just one day was wiped out. That's 18,000 more people that were going to go on unemployment. So it's really unfortunate. I've been paying my rent. I'm not going to lie to you guys because I'm kind of somewhat of open book. I've been paying my rent late because during this you cannot accrue any late fees, and so I was not always on time. But I mean, I have been paying my rent. Some people have not been paying rent. I have heard stories that people that have not paid rent ever since March. We're talking about March, April, May, June, July, August. It's about to be September. That's 6 months they haven't paid rent, whether they could pay it or not. Just say your rent was, which no rent here is $1,000 where I live, $1,000. It's $1,000. That's $6,000 you would have to come out of pocket literally tomorrow morning, or the landlords could go ahead and file proceedings to evict you. Now, since Sisalak has stepped forward and gave 45 days extension, no one can be kicked out of their apartment. I think that's a really good thing. I have seen the uptick in homeless, which is really unfortunate. I can tell a lot of people, especially people with children, have been really scared. That's why I think they moved out very quickly. The thing I thought about was, I really thought, and I know this might be a trigger word for a few people, I thought Trump was going to come in today and do a big speech saying, extent overriding what everybody else was doing, and issue a moratorium across the board to like the end of the year, to help hopefully the Senate or the House could figure out what they were doing with all these bills, figure out unemployment, figure out the stimulus checks, what they were going to do next, how to help people, and hopefully the states could possibly open up and get people back to work, possibly. But we're going into cold season, so I don't know exactly how this is all going to work. I really see things maybe possibly spiraling a little bit. But if you live here in Vegas, and if you have not heard, our governor Sisolak did give us a 45-day extension. And if you can find it on YouTube, Facebook, I think when he did his speech, it should start dropping everywhere. He was talking about a lot of programs, which I wasn't aware of because, of course, I've been paying my rent, so I haven't applied for any of them, that they issued something, like he said something in his speech that he had $30 million, and then he wanted to issue another $10 million. And what he was going to do was issue it to people that, fell on hard times and needed to pay their rent, but the money was not going to go to the renters, which I think is very smart. What they were going to do was go to the land, straight directly to the landlords, so the landlords can handle their business and pay their mortgages and whatnot and their bills. Just wanted to drop this real quick, you guys. I really think it's a great thing. I see a lot of people hurting. Like I said, in my apartment building, it is very empty. I would say comfortably 1/3. Maybe it could be less. It could be less, but I have seen in the last month or two, I've seen people move out in the middle, and it's hot here. I've seen people move out in the middle of the day when it's 105. I've seen people move in the middle of the night where it's still 90 degrees outside. Every time I get up in the morning, I look towards the trash cans and they are full with beds. And that's not just at my apartment. It's I have friends and family that live here. We're all saying the same. We're all saying and seeing the same things. Like I said, I know people that have not paid their rent for 6 months, thinking that possibly, for some reason, magically they were going to wipe all the debt away. And that's not kind of how that works. I mean, if you have a house and you have a mortgage, you can call the bank and they can put it on the back of your loan. Not all, but a lot of them were doing that. I don't know if they're still doing that. Then if you rent, you owe your money to, you're not paying the bank, you're paying your landlord, which has a mortgage with the bank, and they're paying the bank. So it's really, I have to say, it's a really big mess, because you kind of feel for people that got thrown out of their jobs, and they tried to make ends meet. They finally got the unemployment, they finally caught up, and then they fell back behind because now they've cut in the unemployment. And then you feel bad for the landlords, because obviously, this could be their business. They have all these properties, and they of course need to report to the banks and make their mortgages, keep their credit in order and whatnot. But it's just really, I'm just really looking around, and I'm looking at businesses failing. I just went past, where was it? Right down the street. So I'll let you guys know, I live in Henderson, Las Vegas. 2 major restaurants here, and I won't say where. Literally, I look to my left and I look to my right. They never opened up. So about a couple months ago, I think Vegas was allowed to open up the restaurants. You had to follow strict procedures. And I looked to my left, and these were major restaurants. I looked to my left and I looked to my right, and both of them had big signs on them that said, now leasing for rent. I'm not sure who they think that's going to actually, in no shade, but in these times, I don't know who's going to come along and go ahead and say, hey, yeah, what a great time to open up a restaurant. No shade to anybody that has a restaurant, but I think you guys get the gist of it. I'm starting to see, I haven't been to the mall. I keep saying I'm going to go to the mall. There's no need to go to the mall, really. I'm not spending any money. So, it's just a shame, but I am very happy that Sisolak, our governor, did do that extension. There are programs in place for rentals assistance, which, like I said before, I didn't know about because I've been paying my rent, but there is help out there. And comfortably, if I'm not mistaken, if I misquote him, please forgive me, $30 million from what he said. And then he wanted to add another 10 million on there. So I think that's a really great thing, especially if it's going to go straight to the landlords to kind of help them keep them afloat, because everybody needs somewhere to live, whether it be a house or apartment, townhome, whatever. They need a roof over their head. And to have the numbers, I think, said comfortably, check these numbers out, and I could be wrong again, but I read the numbers. It said comfortably $250,000 to 500,000 Las Vegas could be out on the street as of, not out on the street, it's a process, but could be evicted as of tomorrow, September 1st. So when I was reading the article, it said $250,000 to 500,000. Remember in the beginning of this video how I said there's comfortably about what, 2.5 million people here in Nevada, 2.5 million, and you're saying $250,000 to 500,000, 500,000 people could possibly be facing eviction. That's like 1/3 of the population. If it was 500,000, right? Not 1/3, but you get what I'm saying. 500,000 people could possibly be facing eviction. That just really brings me to tears. It's really unfortunate. It's really sad, because where would these people go? When Sisolak talked in his speech, he did say a lot of the organizations, like the homeless places, some of the churches, they said they just couldn't handle that mass amount of people coming to them looking for shelter, food, assistance. And it's true. So he did the extension for 45 days, which would take us, so today technically is August 31st. It's about to be September 1st tomorrow. That would take people, 45 days would take people into October 15th. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the people in the House and the Senate, whatnot, they can pull it together and get something going, because I really think it was in their bill to actually extend the eviction all the way till the end of the year. Don't quote me on that either. I'm just saying, you're hearing all these different, whatever. That's why I haven't really been reporting on it, but I will report on this because I saw it for my own eyes. He was there, he gave his speech, and he is going to be extending the rent moratorium. Excuse me, guys. If you haven't watched me before, I'm very silly. He's going to extend it. No one can be evicted for 45 days, which would take everybody out to October 15th. All right, you guys, have a great day. If you were afraid of getting evicted, I'm not going to say don't be. Hopefully, like the stimulus checks start coming out, they get the unemployment, they start passing these bills. Money possibly can start flowing again, especially for the unemployment and whatnot, especially if you've been waiting months and months to receive a check. Yeah, just good luck to everybody. I just wish everybody well. I hope everything, everybody is doing well, and we're just in a big mess. And it's not just you, it's not just me, it's not just your neighbor, it's everybody. Everybody is falling on hard times. So yeah, all I can say is good luck to everybody. All right, bye.